Wonderful day. We celebrate our history, our heroes, our heritage, our great American flag, and our freedom. Every American heart should swell with pride. Every American family should cheer with delight. And every American patriot should be filled with joy, because each of you lives in the most magnificent country in the history of the world. We will proclaim the ideals of the Declaration of Independence, and we will never surrender the spirit and the courage and the cause of July 4th, 1776.
All right, what's going on, everybody?
Wonderful
Happy
day.
4th of July. Look, I didn't know
We
this was
celebrate-
doing the repeat thing. Hold on. What's going on, Brother Caleb Collins? Happy 4th to you as well. All right, so President Donald J. Trump released a video proclaiming the spirit of July 4th. Now, you know, everybody is not on board with that spirit, and there are some. What's going on? Happy 4th. Happy 4th to you too. Happy 4th to you too. Yes, we are we happy 4th of July to everybody. You know, we got the I'm going to play some opposite reactions to the 4th of July, right? Because our previous administration had this to say about the 4th of July when it came up. This is one video of our former vice president, who could have been president, discussing the 4th of July. Let's listen in.
The United States has recognized the voyage of the European explorers who first landed on the shores of the Americas. But that is not the whole story. That has never been the whole story. Those explorers ushered in a wave of devastation for tribal nations, perpetrating violence, stealing land, and spreading disease. We must not shy away from this shameful past, and we must shed light on it and do everything we can to address the impact of the past on Native communities today. The United States has recognized.
Why you always lying?
So apparently, a wave of devastation. Now, forget the fact that these people were violent toward one another prior to any settlers getting here. Cannibalism, war, dissension. They hadn't built anything of significance. No, consistent governing structure that would allow them to move societies forward. We just came over here a pillaging and not we, because I'm not a European settler. Now, I do have European ancestry, but we just came over here. Apparently, that's what they want you to remember. Not anything that's great about America. Not that those settlers came here and went from the East Coast to the West Coast and tamed the land and allowed us to be in the position that we're in right now, where she's able to stand before a microphone in a very expensive outfit as the second in command, when she was, of the most powerful nation on the face of the planet. She got to stand there and chastise the people who allowed her to be standing here right now. This is the mindset, and that's one of the great things about President Trump. What's going on? Happy 4th, Daniel Berry Sports. We dodged a bullet. Some people in the comments, right? Look, some people said it in the comments. We dodged a bullet. This is AI. Now imagine someone like this has all these expanded powers that Trump has grabbed, right? This is like budget increase and all this other stuff, right? these people hated America, as in its current happy Independence Day, nerd. I'm not going to say that. Right? Adam, what's going on? Thank you. Atom, Giovanni Higgins, thank you. Brian Thompson, thank you. Right. How dare we say Merry Christmas? How dare we? How dare we? Right. Boy, we dodged a bullet. Woo-wee. Yeah. So this is, and I wasn't planning on going live, but there's so much that I want to cover. I think this is going to be a mega edition. So we might be here for a while. If you all keep the engagement up. Yeah. Yes, Colin Worth, there are people that are still trying to make this about race, and it is sad. Let's celebrate the fact that we live in a country that affords us freedoms that no other country would afford us. People keep talking about this, and we had this discussion yesterday. They hate America, but they don't want to leave. They're saying, let's change it. You shouldn't want to change it fundamentally. If you could, like the video when you come in specifically, that helps to get the engagement up. Just double tap that screen. It helps me to, yes. Okay. Now, look, microitis. We're going to talk about that too. SA, welcome. Welcome. Roger Dodger, welcome. Colin Worth, welcome. Welcome everybody. Yes. Jimmy, welcome. Welcome. Drew C, welcome. All right. Even though y'all coming in, and I know some of y'all are y'all. Yes. Oh, my TikTok is on the it's on my page. I think it's Dev. I don't even know. It's just find Developing Dad Podcast. If you search it, you'll find me. Right. It's on my channel. It's on the link, Colin Worth. But I appreciate you. It's just a bunch of yeah. All right. Thank you, RR. Welcome. I'm giving everybody when they come in. Drew C, welcome. Yes. D Barrett, welcome. So when you come in, I will give you a shout out, even if you're a hater. And yes, just come on in. I'm still going to give you a shout out. All right. So this is Biden talking about America, right? This Biden. Thank you, nerd. I wanted to. I'm trying to do as much as I can to get it to grow based on my schedule. But this week I had more time, so I'm doing more stuff. We're going to talk about Israel, Lucas Welch. Don't worry. We got some stuff in there. Yeah, I had a video recently. It's on my channel called Zionism is Toxic. Go check that one out. It got like 3,000 some views. If you want to view, add to the number, man. Add to the number. All right. So this is Joe Biden, right? This is Joe Biden. Here we go.
I need you to get vaccinated when it's your turn and when you can find an opportunity. And to help your family, your friends, your neighbors get vaccinated as well. Because here's the point. If we do all this, if we do our part, if we do this together, by July the 4th, there's a good chance you, your families and friends will be able to get together in your backyard or in your neighborhood and have a cookout or a barbecue and celebrate Independence Day. That doesn't mean large events with lots of people together, but it does mean small groups will be able to get together. I need you.
Remember this? Don't ever forget. Don't ever forget what they did to us during the COVID pandemic, right? You might be able to celebrate Independence Day. We might allow you, if enough of you all get the vaccine, we might allow you to celebrate Independence Day in small gatherings. Thank you, everybody that's tuning in. Let me see who we got here. I want to make sure I get everybody. If you come in within the first 5 to 10 minutes, I want to make sure I shout you out. Yes. All right. So Tracy Stark, welcome. Jeff Hissock, welcome. Lucas Welch, I got you. 2 a.m. baby. Eric Dishonor, welcome. Right. All right. RR, thank you. Welcome. All right. Who else we got in here? Who else? I think I got most of the people. Yes. Felonious C, welcome. Michael Konowski, right? Welcome. I'm reading them fast. Y'all give me. All right. Master. Yeah. Almost got me. Right. Joseph Stalin, Brian Waldron. What's going on? Narrow Path Saints. Thank you. Eric Arnold. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Sweetie, everybody. Thank you. If you could like the video on your way in. Mike Kins. Thank you. Wendy Luhu. Thank you. All right. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. All right. So let's keep it going. Okay. Now, happy 4th to everybody. Michael, thank you again. Thank you. All right. The frogs, everybody, thank you for tuning in. I hope you're having a wonderful 4th of July celebration, right? The freedoms that we have to do it. Remember that these people tried to take it from us. The left. They tried to take it from us. Never forget that. Okay. Yeah, these people didn't want us to celebrate it. They hate everything about America. So essentially what they've done is they've tried to gaslight anyone who celebrates the 4th of July. And if you don't celebrate Juneteenth, then what is this? If you don't celebrate Juneteenth, then what? That's racist! That's racist. That's racist. You got to celebrate June 19th, right? But you can't celebrate July 4th. People are saying happy X number of days from June 19th. For years and years and years, people have been celebrating the 4th of July. One administration in, some nonsense holiday that was only celebrated in Texas because it was a regional thing, now becomes the, what's the word I'm looking for? The virtue signal of the day. If you don't do it, then you're not virtuous. So essentially the left just continues to change or move the goalpost on what is virtuous and what is good. It's whatever they say. No, we can hold fast to the views and the ideals of the founders. Yes. We don't have to celebrate. I've never celebrated Juneteenth in my life. And I don't plan on celebrating it. Right? I have no hatred for the holiday, but I'm not going to let the left dictate to me what is virtuous and good. That I have to celebrate that holiday, or then what?
And you ain't black.
Then I ain't black. I'm not going to let the left dictate to me what blackness is. This gentleman told me that if I didn't vote for him, I'm not black. Now the left tells me that if I don't celebrate Juneteenth, I'm not black. What else? What's next? Why do they get to define what blackness is? Because black people have allowed them to celebrate it. Ratchetness. And we're going to talk about all this. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Right? Happy 4th of July. Right? To all of you that just want to send out a little something to everybody that's upset about, Donald Trump. This is just for you. Right? He loves you. He loves you guys. He loves you. Right? You. Right there. You. He loves you guys. He loves you. Yes. He loves you. Come on. Okay. Yes. Donald's thinking about you guys. He loves you. Okay? Because you're an American. Because you're an American. He loves Americans. Okay? Let's keep going. So think about how we leveled up. How we leveled up from these two to Donald Trump. And if you ever needed to figure out which party actually cares about this country, just listen in, right? Listen in. Proud to be an American.
Erica, my friend, happy 4th of July. And today on our Independence Day, I'm looking into whether or not Americans feel proud to be an American. And as it turns out, Democrats, their percentage who say they're proud to be an American has fallen through the floor. What are we talking about? Take a look here. Democrats' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, look at this. 4 out of 5 Democrats were extremely or very proud to be an American. That number has plummeted to just 36% now in 2025. A low this century has fallen by more than half since 2015 as Donald Trump has become, of course, president once again this year. Now, what is driving that decline? Well, a lot of it has to do with age. What are we talking about? Well, Generation Z Democrats, proud to be an American or not. Of course, Generation Z, born since 1997. Look at this. Only 24% of Generation Z Democrats are extremely or very proud to be an American. That is actually lower, Erica. That is lower than the percentage who say they have little or no pride to be an American at 32%. I just never thought I'd see these numbers based upon where we were a decade ago, but that's exactly where we are. Now, if Democrats have extremely less pride to be an American than they used to, what about Republicans? Well, this is where the trend line gets interesting, because with Republicans, there is no trend line. In fact, take a look here. Republicans' pride to be an American, extremely or very proud. In 2015, it was 90% back when Barack Obama was serving his second term. Now in Donald Trump's second term, it's basically the same percentage, 92%. So Republicans still are extremely or very proud to be an American. Democrats, on the other hand, have seen their numbers fall through the floor, led, of course, by the youngest generation, Generation Z. We'll see how these numbers turn going forward, but the bottom line is whether or not The folks out there are very proud to be an American. I'm very proud to be with you, Erica Hill. Happy July 4th.
All right, so we got the bots coming in, right? NPC alert, all the name calling, everything. Yes, we know, guys. We know what you're going to do. Okay, here we go. All right. So, but here's the rub. You saw the numbers. Even when Barack Obama was president, Republicans still were proud to be American. Because it's regardless of who is running the country, the ideals of America, most Republicans still hold to them. Democrats are only happy when they're getting their own way. Do you see that? If their man is in office, they're proud to be American. If someone they don't like is in office, then they're not proud to be American. Whereas Republicans, 90% during Obama's term, even though he was doing a bunch of things that were anti-American, they were still proud of the ideals of America. Whereas Democrats, if they don't get what they want, they're sad and they're mad. They're like little kids. If you don't give them what they want, they're going to be mad. Right? They're going to call you names. That's what they're going to do. That's what they do. Right? This is from CNN. This is you guys' network, right? This is the left's network. Huh? This is the left's network. What do you want us to say? We don't have, and again, if they're telling on themselves, it's not us. They're big mad. What do you want me to do? Look, and then they care about stuff like this. They care that France is embarrassed by us. A new mural in France depicts Lady Liberty covering her face in shame. Oh no. France doesn't like us. Oh my. Oh. What are we going to do? Because France doesn't like us. Oh, goodness. How are we going to survive? France drew a picture. Ah! The mural. She's ashamed. What are we supposed to do? Oh, again, this is for you all. USA. USA. He loves you. Even you, the one that's hating right now. He loves you too. You're American, right? Oh, but these people, man, they are insane. Why do we care? Why do we care about what France thinks of us? If it wasn't for the United States, they'd be speaking German right now. Why do we care? Huh? Now, Trump has been doing some awesome things. Let's talk a little bit more about the big, beautiful bill and why everybody is up in arms. Now, there's this young guy on Instagram that explained it better than I could. Let's listen, right, to this young man talk about
making Medicaid great again. But millions are losing their health insurance. 1.4 million of those people are undocumented immigrants. Why are they getting Medicaid in the first place? First off, Medicaid isn't just for everybody to have free health insurance. What the fuck is this, Canada? Medicaid is a state and federal program that provides health insurance for Americans in need. Pregnant women, children, people with disabilities, adults with low income, parents with low income. Medicaid is never the goal. It's something to help you out when you need it. You're not supposed to need it forever. That goes for all government assistance, not just Medicaid. Now that we know what Medicaid is, the one big beautiful bill requires people that want it to work 80 hours for it. You want to get some free shit, then put some hours in. Also, because of Donald Trump's bill, if you have $1 million home, you can't be on Medicaid anymore. And why would you be? We know that Medicaid's for the needy. Do you think people with $1 million homes should be eligible for Medicaid? That doesn't make sense to me. Donald Trump doesn't want us Americans sitting on our ass collecting a check from the government. He wants you to go out and get it. Be great. I agree. Go chase after the American dream. Stop sitting bitching about government assistance. Go assist yourself. Keep it up, Donald Trump. Ow. There is so much to...
So, I mean, this is why young black men, the demographics shifting. That's why it went from the 90s to 80s to 79. Because young black men are waking up. Older black men are waking up to the Democrat grift. We're done. We're done with the gap. You can say this all day. Right. We don't care. Right. Because we know that Kamala said this out of her own mouth.
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Government assistance is not an end game. You shouldn't want to be on it. It should be a shameful thing to be on it as an able-bodied person. You should think, oh man, this is going to be temporary because I'm busting my butt to make sure I'm off of this. It used to be, see, even in the black community, if you were getting the government block of cheese and the powdered milk and all this other stuff, people looked at you like, oh, all right, y'all get all of that? Okay, when y'all going to get off of that? It used to be a sign that you weren't capable or you didn't have money. That's what it used to be a sign of. And it was a shameful thing. Now it's a goal for many people to be on it as long as they can be, to milk the government system as long as they can. And so I'm glad to see videos like this. Thank you to my subscriber and one of the people who follows me on Instagram. The brother sent me this. And I said, well, I gotta add this, right? If you could like the video on the way in, I've got 1,200 people watching and 74 likes. It would, if we can get that up, the likes up to, half that number, that'd be great. Even if you're, 1,200. Yeah, I love the subscribers, but also like the video. That would help greatly. Thank you. Just double tap that screen. All right. Now, this young man is absolutely right. Medicaid, all government assistance is supposed to be temporary. You're not supposed to look at it as a come up. And too many people, both white and black, look at it as a come up, and so do illegal immigrants. The mindset needs to shift. But you can't do that now because too many people have this mindset. So what do you need to do? You need to take a hard stance and start cutting people off. Now, let's look at the numbers, okay? Those people talked about all of these. Oh, the numbers. So many people are losing so many things, right? Okay, well, this is the wrong one. Let me do this. Hold on one second. This is the one that I want. All right. Now, Gavin Newsom, right? Gavin says, hey, 17 million people just lost health care. 18 million kids just lost school meals. 3 million Americans just lost food assistance. 3.5 trillion was added to the deficit, all for a tax cut for Trump's billionaire donors. The ultimate betrayal. Ultimate. Language matters. Yeah. This person said, but then here it is. 17 million migrants just lost free health care. 18 million of their kids, no more free school meals. 3 million, no more free schools. And yet 3.5 trillion added to the deficit, not because you protected the border, but because you refused to, right? You refused to protect the border. We're having to pay for the mistakes of the left, this previous administration. They didn't want to do their job. Now someone has to come in, and it costs money to come in and clean up the mess of the previous administration. Nobody wants, he doesn't want to talk about that because all he wants to do is virtue signal. Well, let's talk about California's deficit. Let's talk about California's spending. You want to do that? You want to talk about the fires, Gavin? No? You want to talk about the protests, Gavin? No? You don't want to talk about that? You don't want to talk about any of that? You want to talk about the fact that you allow your sanctuary cities and you're allowing illegal immigrants in and you're part of the problem? You don't want to talk about that? No? Nah, you don't want to talk about that. Oh, no. No, we don't want to talk about that because, yeah, then it looks like, looks like you you're going to have to take some blame. But no, he doesn't want to do that, right? Because the left just, all they want to do is, don't pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, right? No, right? I just want to send a shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Remember, you're an American. Trump loves you. Okay, Trump loves you. Okay, he loves you. All right, just a reminder. I'm gonna remind you every now and then that Trump loves you, right? Because you're an American, right? He's doing what's best for you, even though you may not like it. He's doing what's best for you. Thank you to everybody that's tuning in. All right. And you see at the bottom, subscribers and everything, they show up. If you super chat, any amount will show up at the bottom. I will address super chats in the on the chat or in the during the rundown. I'll break the rundown. Okay. Now, yes, we got the NPCs coming in, right, with the name calling. That's what y'all do. We get it. We all don't have anything else, right? NPC alert. That's what you do, right? Your name. Here we go. Come on. Okay. Now, they keep losing, guys. That's one of the reasons why they're really upset. They keep losing. Okay, this is what's happening. They're losing. The big beautiful bill passed. And this person's very sorry, right? Very sorry. Are you feeling nervous? You can't listen, right? Because they get online, they record the videos, they make sure that it looks proper. They don't go live. They make sure they record it. Probably takes a couple of takes. Right? Before it's done right. All the correct emotions. She's so sorry, right, that the big beautiful bill passed. Because that's how you virtue signal, right? You virtue signal by getting online, crying, saying all the right buzzwords. Thank you, John Finger. I appreciate you. All right. Yes. All right. I don't know. I have no idea. But thank you for the super chat. I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that question, but I appreciate the super chat. Yes, happy 4th of July to all of you. Again, we're going to, right? Happy 4th of July to you, right? To you. You, if you're watching, to you, okay? Trump wishes you a happy 4th of July. All right? So, but they keep losing. And they're losing at breakneck speed, and they can't handle it, right? Yes, God bless America. My home, sweet home. God bless America. Oh, come on. Right? Y'all gonna get me singing patriotic songs on here. But listen to AOC. All the right people hate this bill. Not all the right people. There are some. Right. Thank you. Thank you to another. All right. Appreciate you, Damon. Right. Yes. Come on. Saving America and its legal citizens. Right. Thank you. Appreciate you. I mean, this is what we want, right? This is what we want. We don't want to live in a country where the illegal immigrant is, right? Is preferred over us. Thank you, Rick R. Thank you. I appreciate you for the super chat. Thank you to everybody. I appreciate you all. All right. Yes. Now let's listen in the AOC.
It's one of the saddest days in modern American history. This is the largest. Withdrawal and ending of healthcare in American history. 17 million people in our country, 17 million Americans in our country are going to lose their Medicaid. They're going to lose their ACA insurance. Small business owners are going to have their healthcare costs skyrocket. And people are going to have their SNAP and WIC cut back. People are going to go hungry. People are going to get sick. On a scale unlike anything we've ever seen. And it's all of it is just to finance tax cuts for billionaires and the wealthiest corporations who don't even need it. I don't think we have ever seen or are prepared for how catastrophic this is set to be for a lot of people. And I think it's devastating. And they're talking about this as though it's some tax cut. Even the stuff that they're talking about, taxes on tips, no tax on tips, that's only for people, that's only up to $25,000. Only. And if you're making less than that, you're already kind of exempt from a lot of these things in the first place. So they're giving people crumbs and they're taking away the whole loaf. And it's just a genuinely really sad day for our country.
Wow.
You can't make this up.
Wow. Oh, man. So at this point, they have their talking points, right? It's every time they talk, they're just basically parroting the same stuff. The crumbs, they're going to get crumbs. They're going to get, they're taking away the loaf. Just buzz term and buzz phrase after buzz phrase. You realize that these people are in this position because you subsidize indigency. You subsidize people being lazy, and then you harm the people that actually want to work. You want people to continue to support this socialist ideology that you all are trying to push on the American people. You want us to keep working hard, saying nothing, owning nothing, and liking it. That's what you want. And then when Trump comes in and cuts off the supply, then it's a problem, right? Oh, wait a minute. You guys, hold on. There's the boogeyman, right? The boogeyman. I got to give me a boogeyman sound effect or something, right? Oh, they want us to think this, right? That
I'm in danger.
Trump just did something. I'm in danger. Guys, the fear tactics are no longer going to work. You had your season. The American people have awakened. They voted. You did almost everything you could. You made sure that in the last election prior to this one in 2020, that you rigged the game so that Biden would win. You have installed the past 3 candidates by the Democrats have been installed. Right? How are you about democracy when you rule with authoritarian principles and practices, and then you try to project that onto Donald Trump? Almost everything that they say that he does, they've done. We're still waiting for him to actually do all of the authoritarian, dictator, fascist stuff that they say that he does, but they actually do. They actually did that in the last election, during the last administration. They project, right? They're always, right? They're always
lying.
And they are the true racists. They are the absolutely, yes, that's racist. They're the party of extermination of black people. Great Society programs that have, again, supported and encouraged and subsidized indigency. They have continued to give black people crumbs for years. Symbolism, nothing tangible, while they paper up immigrants in your communities, right? They house them in luxury hotels, bring them in and get them set up while you're still talking about reparations that you're owed from 1865. You keep saying all of that stuff, but you're not getting it. If the Democrats really wanted to give it to you, they had the House and the Senate, they had the executive branch. They could have done it. Multiple times they could have done it, but you'll never see it because they know they own you. They know they own you. And they're never going to give you anything because you won't stand up. They know 90% of y'all every time they got y'all. Now, I'm grateful that black men are starting to say, you know what? We're waking up, and hopefully that number continues to go down. Right? Don't forget to like the video on your way in. Thank you to, we got another super chat. I appreciate you doing work. What's going on, brother? Welcome back. Welcome back. All right. If someone thinks that paying higher taxes so the government will give you more free stuff, you are delusional. Right. Get off your butt and make your own wealth. Exactly. It really is that simple. You have the capability in this country to do what very few other countries will allow you to do. And it's because of the traditional values of the Western world that you're allowed to do it. Some of you talk about you want socialism. Socialism has been a failure. Continues to fail. You want Sharia? Is that what you want? Come on. I mean, what do you want? You want. Now, we're actually starting to take on the character of the nation that many of the rhinos and liberals support with very little to no question, Israel. So we're starting to mirror them, the democracy over there in the West. But don't get me started on, I'm not a fan of them either. All right. But we got AOC talking about it. We got, oh goodness. let's listen into let's set this up. Hakeem Jeffries, right? Let's set this up. Hakeem Jeffries, the big beautiful bill, right? Let's listen into what he says about the filibuster. Just a few years ago, right? This was him. Yes, in 2021. Okay.
Congressman, you tweeted yesterday that the filibuster is a racially tinged artifact of the Jim Crow era. We cannot let it stand in the way of progress.
High priority issues for the American people that are being held up in the Senate right now because of the presence of the filibuster. And so a minority of senators are allowed to block progress for the majority of the American people. And that's something that has to change. Filibuster was first deployed by Senator Calhoun in the run-up to the Civil War to try to protect white supremacy as well as the institution of slavery. And then in terms of its modern form, it was really deployed in the early part of the 20th century to stop civil rights legislation, including anti-lynching legislation that passed the House of Representatives in the early part of the 20th century, but could never break through a Senate filibuster. And that is part of the legacy of the absence of progress that we're still living with to this day.
Right. So now he says that that's a vestige of racism. But then Hakeem decided, well, I guess it's okay now. Right. It's okay. He's got let's filibuster.
That's not
right. Filibuster.
What this country
He's filibustering.
Should be all about. Manu wasn't the only one. The only American citizen who's been
stand all of that chewing sound.
Targeted by the deportation machine, a deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids by this one big ugly bill. We know that, in fact, is the case. That's not hyperbole, Speaker.
So he tries the filibuster. In 2021, he says that the filibuster is a vestige of racism. But he's perfectly fine using it. And look what he says here. A deportation machine that will be unleashed on steroids. We're like, thank you. That's what we voted for. You don't need to convince us, Hakeem. This is what we want. We want ICE to do their job. We want illegal immigration, the pipeline, the border secured, the pipeline and flood of illegal immigrants into the country shut off. And we want to get as many of them as possible out of the country within Donald Trump's 4-year term. So you don't have to convince us. Yes, it'll be on steroids. Boom. That's what we're looking for. Amen. Thanks. You really didn't have to convince us. We were already convinced. But you're willing to use the filibuster to stop something that you think is bad, even though racists did it. Oh boy. Well, you know what, Hakeem? That filibuster, just want to remind you. That's racist! That's racist, okay? That's racist. You shouldn't have done that, Hakeem. That's racist. You might not be
and you ain't black.
You might not be black anymore. You did that, okay? You did it, Hakeem. Oh, goodness. And I just want to remind you all, again, everybody coming in, happy Independence Day from Donald Trump. All right? He's thinking of you. You're in America. Right? He's making it great for you. Even though you don't want it, he's making it great for you. Right? Because he loves you. Okay? Now, let's see. Okay? Now, this is what we're seeing, right? We can't get these people to be consistent. And thankfully, we got old Scott Jennings, and we'll move on in a second, but we're going to talk some more about Zohran and some other leftist nonsense. But Zohran, well, not Zohran. This is, what's his name? Yeah, we'll listen to him. This is a longer clip. We'll see. We'll see. All right? We'll see. Let's listen.
Well, I don't know how you can say that when he's just keeping campaign promises. Let's go to the immigration issue. The border is shut down.
No
Thank
one is
you.
coming across the border.
Right.
4 years, 12 million illegal immigrants pouring across this border. Within 6 months, Donald Trump has it shut down. That's keeping campaign promises. When does that ever happen in this country?
Is it keeping a campaign promise to say over and over again you won't touch Medicaid, and then you take $1 trillion from Medicaid? Oh, I'm sorry, and just in the last few days saying this legislation shouldn't touch Medicaid, and it absolutely does? So, is that keeping a promise? That's not keeping a promise. Or is it, I'm going to lower the cost of everything?
I'm happy to get to the big...
Lower the cost of everything. I'm going to lower the cost of everyday goods, and then you put tariffs on people. Who pays those tariffs? Working class people.
Here's essentially what the Democrats are going to vote for whenever this bill, whatever happens with it. They're essentially saying, let's raise the income tax back up to where it was pre the... Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yes,
in fact, Democrats have offered amendment after amendment to keep the tax cuts for working class people and just not for the billionaires. And Republicans have voted against that multiple times. That was multiple votes over this weekend where Democrats said, let's do all the tax cuts for middle class people. Let's do all the tax cuts for people under $1 million. Let's do all the tax cuts for $5 million. Republicans voted no on each
Nero,
of those
did any Democrats vote for the 2017 tax rates when they came up the first time?
Of course not.
They did not. In fact, they called it.
Nancy
Pelosi called it, quote, Armageddon.
In 2017,
she called it Armageddon. Now you're saying they want these tax rates. So which is it?
In 2017, they offered. The same thing happened. 2017.
You're
they
whistling
offered
past
amendments.
the graveyard on this.
No, I'm not.
You want higher taxes. We want lower taxes. It's been that way for time immemorial.
We're fighting for tax cuts for the middle class, and the fact
That's what we did.
No, essentially,
you talked
here's
about
the
working
deal.
people.
No, let me say.
What about no tax?
This is insane, right? She can't keep her story straight because they're on a house of sand, right? They're always shifting. This is one of the reasons why Trump won so decisively, because you guys can't stop lying. You just can't stop lying. That's the problem. And people recognized it, and they're tired of it. They're tired of you lying, right? And that's essentially what these Democrats on the show do. They won't shut up. They know that once they stop talking, the Republicans or the conservatives will highlight their inconsistency. So if they keep talking, then they don't have to worry about being challenged, because they'll get on there and just say anything, and then you can always go back to the previous videos where they said the exact opposite. That should let you know that they can't stop lying. They're just saying whatever they think it will take to get elected. That's it. That's all they care about, is getting elected. Now, that is not isolated to just leftists. I get that, because there are Republicans who are the same way. So don't get me wrong. All politicians are seeking re-election, right? So, unless they have term limits, and then they're normally trying to get to their next position or level up, right? Yeah, for the most part. That's one of the reasons why Trump was such a breath of fresh air in 2016, because he didn't speak like a politician. He actually said what was on his mind, and he made a dent in the lies. He would call out those lying politicians on both sides, left and right. Yeah. If Democrats could stop lying, they might be able to get some of the moderate people that swung to Trump. They might be able to get them back. They would have to. They would have to remake their party, because right now Kamala's in the lead, and if they think that's going to work, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Yes. All right. So we have some. All right. We did American. Yeah. I'm looking at my rundown right now. This is my rundown, y'all, of stuff that we're going to talk about. All right. So we did Gavin Newsom. Oh, yes. Something else. Very patriotic by President. I'm going to close some of these tabs. President Donald J. Trump today actually had some very, very interesting news. Oh, whoa. If he does this, oh boy, if he does this, look at this. The leading report says, breaking, President Trump says he wants no more property taxes across the United States. Wait. If he could pull that off, eliminate property taxes. I don't know, man. I don't know why y'all don't like this. Why wouldn't y'all like this? Why wouldn't you, the one that's complaining about him, why wouldn't you like this, right? He's trying to help you. For those of us that have, right, that have property, yes, if we could not have to pay property taxes. Come on. Y'all like paying property taxes? I don't know. If you like paying property taxes, put a 1 in the chat. Right, I don't know. Right, if he pulls that off, I don't know where you can stay. Right, that's not a win. Exactly, Caleb. How is that not a win? Everybody should be on board with that. Okay? Everybody should be on board with that. Right, Greg says 2. Right, unless the only way is if you don't have property. That's it, right? These people like to pay taxes, right? That's some NPC stuff. Keep the boot on my neck. Really? I don't understand why anybody would want to keep paying property taxes. But okay, I guess you just like that boot. You like that boot to taste that boot on your neck. I don't know, right? Whew, boy. All right, so let's talk about this gentleman here. Where is he? Oh, goodness. Where is he? We got to talk about him again. We have to. Because he's doing Zohran things. What's going on, Brother Anthony Allen? Welcome. Happy Independence Day to you too, brother. All right. Oh, what's going on? We got another super chat. Come on, super chats. I appreciate you all. Come on. See, look at this. And my wife told me, baby, you should do it. You should do a stream today. I was like, really? Okay, sure. Why not? Like, I was going to take a nap. Y'all know how I like to do. I'm old. I like to take naps. She said, you should do one. I said, you think so? All right, then. Let's do one. I said, because I had a lot of stuff. I was going to keep it till Saturday. And today was just going to be a rest day for us. But you know what? So Jacoby Williams says, education and healthcare are gone. America is about to turn into a third world country. Well, y'all apparently say that those countries are better than America. So what would be the problem with that? Right? Yeah. What would be the problem with that? Right? If we're a third world country like all these other countries that you all think are better than ours, wouldn't that be a great thing for you? You would love that, right? Hey! Now, let's listen to Zohran. Okay, so I'm going to read the tweet, right? Socialist Zohran Mamdani identified as Asian and African American on his college application, according to the New York Times. He made the claim as a senior in high school, right? He checked Asian and Black or African American. Okay. Both of his parents, however, are of Indian descent. He was born in Kampala, Uganda, in East Africa. He came to the United States when he was 7. He didn't become a citizen until 2018, years after he checked the Black or African American box. He's South Asian. So let's listen to his own words. This is the liar that you all are
and coming to terms
for.
With something that really reshapes what's possible and what a coalition looks like. It may take some people time. and what's so exciting to me is that this was a campaign that was laser focused on an economic agenda and on making clear that every New Yorker belongs in this city. They deserve the same respect, the same recognition. And ultimately, what good is it if we call this the greatest city in the world if the people who built it can't afford to live here? And the increased turnout, it's not just generational. I also say this as the first South Asian elected official, the first Muslim elected official to ever run for mayor. The turnout in those same communities has been incredible to see.
So not Black. Remember, this is like Kamala 2.0, right?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No.
Right? It's Kamala 2.0. Black when you need to be. What is it? South Asian when you need to be. Huh? This is it. Right? This is well, again.
Why you always lying?
This is what they do. Right? Look at this one. Here we go. This is him saying that he wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do anything like that. It's misleading. Let's listen to Zohran. Let's listen into him.
What are you? Are you Arab, Indian? What are you? You look ambiguous. You look weird. You look weird. What the fuck are you?
I'm an Indian, Ugandan, New Yorker.
Okay, so you're African American. So would you claim the African American status like Elon Musk?
No, I would not.
Why not? You're African, but you're African, right? I knew you grew up there. Your middle name is Kwame.
I am. I'm proud to be Ugandan.
Okay.
But I think that is misleading.
So would you claim the African American status like Elon Musk?
No, I would not.
Why not? You're African, but you're African, right? I knew you grew up there. Your middle name is Kwame.
I am. I'm proud to be Ugandan.
Okay.
But I think that is misleading.
And were the Indian Ugandans colonialists, or did you come happy? Did you come to fuck shit up, or did you come in peace?
We came in peace.
And I know your father's a professor.
My father's a professor. My family came from Gujarat to Uganda about 200 years ago.
So the caste system, what are you? Like Brahmin? Are you like are you like untouchable? What are you? You look a little light skinned.
I'm somewhere in the middle.
Okay, so you're a piece of shit. And what are you? Are you Arab, Indian?
So he wouldn't do that. He wouldn't sign on as African American in order to. That's a lie, right? He would be lying. Thank you to everybody that's super chatting. Let me get back to some of these super chats. All right. So Phantom says, why should we like the bill? How does it help? I don't know. You got to go look it up. It helps me. Tax cuts. I already did that yesterday. We're not going to do that. Well, we could go back and rehash all of that. Thank you, Scott Baldwin, for the super chat. Damon Wright, again, thank you for the super chat. The BBB cuts $9.5 trillion from the debt over 10 years. See, there you go. Damon Wright answered your question. All right. But first of all, why is she in public dressed like that? We're going to let that go because that's more of a black fatigue topic. We're gonna let that slide, okay? That she's out there half, dressed. But he says, well, no, I wouldn't do that, guys. I wouldn't lie about my ethnicity in order to score political points. Knowing that he already did it, though? Yeah. I wouldn't do that. I would lie, right? I would lie.
Why you always lying?
Right? Yeah. Well, she don't have many clothes. That's the problem. I wouldn't have mentioned it if she was dressed. She wears that to get attention. I just got to comment. I'm commenting on it. I'm going to leave that up. It's just like, hey, it is what it is. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some other stuff, too. All right. But, yeah, Zohran, yeah, he's a liar. Okay? He wants Sharia law. He wants socialism. Come on, let's go. Here we go. Let's listen in. We're going to listen in to Zohran at his mosque. Yes. All right. All right, here we go. We're going to listen in.
Acknowledge this genocide. When I get to 3, I want you to say ceasefire now. 1, 2, 3. Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! Ceasefire now! I want to ask you one final thing, to join me in a chant. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Thank you so much, brothers and sisters. Eid Mubarak. Who refuse.
So, you all, if you don't know my position by now, I don't think any Muslim should be holding office in the United States. Because it's not compatible with their religion is not compatible with our system of government. Because Islam is a religion, a state religion. They want, like, it's supposed to be tied together. That's how it runs, okay? They look at us as a Christian nation, and we've talked about it multiple times, and I showed the video multiple times that they're trying to take over. They're buying up property, converting churches to mosques, because Americans did it on Islamic soil. It's from their own mouth and from their own Quran. I mean, you can keep turning a blind eye to it as much as you want, but the reality of what is happening in the United Kingdom. It will take longer to happen here because we're more vast from a size geographically. It will take longer for them to do it, but they're actually doing it. Look at Michigan, the video I showed the other day from Texas, the imam from Florida saying they're buying up churches and converting them to mosques. And the people the NPCs that keep coming in here complaining about Christians, enjoy it while it lasts. If you all get what you want and we're shut down, and then Islam gets a chance to take over, enjoy your freedom of speech while you can, because I bet you won't say anything about Muhammad. I bet you won't. Because again, you don't seem to understand that Islam is in this for dominance. They're not going to play nice with you. They're not going to play nice with you. America affords you the freedoms because of its Christian foundation. And again, before anybody starts talking, just go read this book. Read this book before you start. Read it until you read it. All right. America's Christian history, the untold story. And again, look, so you can read this one too. It's another good one. All right. The Patriots' History of the United States. Read that one. Okay. Now, before you go off half-cocked, making, nonsense statements about America and Christianity and how, anyway, but they're playing for keeps, right? They're playing for keeps. You keep giving them an inch, right? And they'll take a foot. You give them a foot, they'll take a yard. You give them a yard, right? They'll take a few more yards. Then before you know it, 5,280 feet later, you're done. No, we are not pro Mamdani here. We are not. Okay? Not at all. Absolutely not. Now, this is a great question. Okay? It's a great question. Before we move into this, I want to talk about this one. All right? Because this has been, like, even his own people are starting to question him. They're coming after his wife, saying the wife is going viral after voters begin claiming she doesn't look Muslim enough to be his partner. Now, how do you determine whether or not someone looks Muslim enough? What they're trying to say is that she doesn't look like the typical, covered burqa, modestly dressed Muslim woman. Right? And that has no bearing. There's a spectrum of Muslim adherence and practice, just like there is in any religion. She may be what you call a liberal Muslim, a lapsed Muslim. She may not be practicing the faith as consistently and diligently as she should, but that doesn't mean she's not Muslim, right? So, but they're actually complaining about her not looking Muslim enough, voters in New York. Well, I guess, but that shouldn't be your issue. They're focused on the wrong thing. The right thing to be focused on is, why is this guy even being given a platform when his beliefs and ideology are in direct opposition and competition with Americans? Like, he's not an American in ideals. Okay? Right? Now, this is, and I guess people can't really map on the two of them. I don't know. I know it's hard, like thinking critically is hard for NPCs. I get it. Okay. I'm not saying, I don't care whether I'm just pointing out the contradiction of the New York voter. They're worried about the wrong thing. Right? That she doesn't look Muslim enough. The problem is that they're both Muslim. They shouldn't be in our government at all. Right? Whether she looks like it or not. He's the problem. Y'all are focused on his girl or his wife not looking Muslim enough. Right? I guess. Anyway, thank you to the super chat. Appreciate you all. Okay. Where's the last? What's the next one? Jacoby Williams? Yes. Okay. All right. There you go. He said, my white wife's father still hates you no matter how much you agree with him. Okay, cool. There you go. Hey, thank you for the $5 super chat. Nonsense, but it is what it is. I have a white wife. Caleb, if Caleb's in here, you wanna tell him. You wanna let him know. Caleb knows me personally. That he just spent $5 to make an absolute fool of himself. Anyway, but people like to do that. Okay, they can do it all they want. All right, so, whew, boy. So what should we go with next? Y'all want to do some leftist stuff? You want to do some black fatigue, some leftist stuff? What do y'all want to talk about next? I'll let you all decide, because I have a bunch of stuff to talk about. Let's do this, yes, because I wanted to talk about this the other day. Okay, I had so much stuff in my queue. We're going to talk about this. Yeah, right, exactly. He definitely does not. Right. He definitely does not. Right. Exactly. They don't know. But that's what the NPC, right? I have to be a self-hating black man, right? An Uncle Tom, a coon, a sellout, all these other things. I must be white adjacent and all these other things, right? That's what because their brains can't process the fact that someone can have their own thoughts and it not be yoked to the Democrat Party, right? Because
and you ain't black.
Then I ain't black. Oh, I just
want some money.
I just want some money, right? That's all it is. The guy just wants some money. That's all, right? Oh boy! But then he gives me money to say that nonsense. I don't know if you really thought. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? All right, but let's look at this. Okay, y'all got to get get your kids. Get your kids. All right, get your kids. Okay, get your kids. Yes, I know I'm an Uncle Tom, a coon, a sellout, all these other things. I'm grateful to sell out the black community. I'm grateful. Oh, it's yeah. Y'all ain't worth riding for. Not with the stuff that y'all do online. I'll disassociate myself from you all with the quickness. Yeah, somebody told me, "Oh, you're a disgrace to the black race." I'm like, okay, sure. Me, married with 5 kids, raising my wife, church man, all this other stuff. All that other stuff. Yeah, I'll definitely be a disgrace to that if that's what it means. Yes, of course. If I love my wife, I'm with her every night. I don't do baby oil freak offs. I'm faithful to one woman. Yeah, all this other stuff. Of course, I'm fine with being a disgrace to that. Yeah, absolutely. You can. Yeah, I'm definitely okay with that. All right. Now, some of y'all got to get your kids. Some of these things we got to get. Whoo, goodness. Yes, Uncle Rucker, no relation. All right, here we go. Yes.
Rate my self-control.
Arrête, en plus tu laisses ta main, tu touches ton canon. Wow! Arrête! Non, arrête de toucher, s'il te plaît. C'est interdit. T'as changé de place, tu ne peux pas toucher le canon, s'il te plaît. Arrête, s'il te
plaît.
Now, this is one of the reasons why people are getting frustrated, right? Where is this child's parents? Why is she allowed to roam this? What is this? A restaurant? I don't know what it is. But because we've seen the videos of the young black child in the grocery store slamming the food on the ground, but this seems to be a pattern that we're seeing, because this, I promise you, when I was growing up, we were not left unsupervised like this. We were we were told that if we weren't inside by the time we had to stay within view of the house where we lived. We had to ask if we wanted to go over to the other street. Right? There was more checks and balances on us. But now these kids are just being allowed to roam free. And let's say that young man had actually been more aggressive than just kind of shooing her a little way, but he had actually said, raised his voice and told her to get away, then what? Then somebody would have wanted to fight him, right? Because we've seen that with the women at the basketball game, where the children kept going onto the court, and then the school administrator told the kids to move out of the way, and then the mom comes down. She wasn't watching her kids, but she comes down and gets angry at the school administrator and then assaults her. This is essentially what's happening, where they need to watch their own kids, but if somebody else recognizes that and then tries to gently move them out of the way, then it becomes a problem, and then there's violence that ensues. Because this guy, he tried as best he could, kind of shoo her away. Come on. Yeah. All right. So Jacoby Williams, put your hands together. See, they're both a problem. They're both, right? They're both a problem. I talk about both of them because they're both problems. They're both the problems. Yeah. It could be both and. It could be. And it is, right? Okay. Right, Anthony, exactly. I remember growing up that parents didn't play that game of kids showing out in public. Exactly. In the 70s and 80s, that ship didn't sail, right? Come on. That's it. Amen. Right? Yeah. Yeah. People say don't touch other people's kids. Tell your kids stop touching stuff that doesn't belong to them. Yeah. Right? Discipline your kids. Because when she breaks that piano, then they're not going to want to pay for it. Right? But, yeah. Right. But this is the attitude that's being promoted. And I'm just commenting on these videos. Okay? I'm not the one creating this content.
I love going to white spaces so I can colonize it. I love going to white vacation spots, white bars, white restaurants. And I love when they give you that look when it's like, you're not supposed to be there. And I'm very much so there. I love being in spaces that I'm technically not supposed to be in, and it's the best feeling ever. I love going.
So not only does she do it, but she feels bold enough to put this online so that everybody knows that she likes to do it. See, I don't make the videos. I just comment on them. But I'm the Uncle Tom. I'm the coon. I'm the disgrace. This is disgraceful, what she's doing. I like going into white spaces and colonizing it. Essentially, I like to go and be an absolute disgrace to people who look like me, making it harder for the next person who looks like me, who's not like me, but looks like me, right? See, no one wants to talk about that. Why is it that you get profiled in the store? Well, because someone who looked like you was stealing. Why do they lock up the black hair care products, but leave the white ones like Suave and Vidal Sassoon, but the Scotch Porter and all the other black specific hair care products that are getting stolen, they lock those behind glass, but they leave the Vidal Sassoon and all the other stuff unlocked? Because it couldn't be it because they're racist. It couldn't be that they're recognizing a pattern that people who look like that keep stealing it. See, then the one who steals makes it worse for the rest of us who aren't thieves. But if we say something, then we're coons. We're Uncle Toms. We can't address the elephant in the room and tell people, well, hey, you should probably stop stealing. Oh, there's a theft problem in the black community. There is a problem of indigence. There's a problem with this mindset here, which makes it harder for black women who aren't like this, who just want to go into a place and patronize it, go in, go out, get their hair done, get their nails done, do this. That the vast majority, what I believe is the vast majority of black people who aren't like this, specifically in my age demographic, who aren't like this, now have to deal with this. We have to deal with the results of people seeing this online and thinking that this is how the rest of us think. But I'm the disgrace. I'm the disgrace. The one that goes out into the world and people are constantly telling me, white, black, Asian, everyone, your family's so beautiful. We love that your children are so well behaved and they're respectful. And it's everyone that keeps saying the same thing. They're so talented. They're so well spoken. I love being around your family. Everybody that's around us. We go to Walmart, they're telling us this. We go to the shopping mall. If we go there, they're telling us this. We go to church, they're telling us this. And I'm telling my children, you need to make sure that you do not give off the perception that you're anything like these people. Don't give people a reason. There are already going to be enough people out there that are going to hate you just because of the color of your skin. There are a lot of them. But that doesn't mean you have to give them justification. Let them hate you. Let them hate you just because. That's fine. Those people have been pushed to the margins for the most part. We don't live in 1940s and 50s America. But those people have been pushed to the margins, and it would take a lot for them to openly. If you're just going about your business, most people just want to go about their business, right? Not have to interact with ratchet people. Greet you at the shopping mall. Hey, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Been a long time. Hey, y'all here? Where the kids? We just, we taking a little time to go, get some stuff from Walmart. They're old enough now. They can, it can be left for a little while. I mean, but people know us. People know us, my wife and I and our kids. They know us around here. But they don't know us because of this. Because we're not ratchet. We're not hood. We're not going into spaces, and every time we go in there, come on, kids, we gonna colonize this Walmart because it's for we hate white people. If you could like the video on your way, because most people are just trying to live out their days, whether white, black, Asian, whatever. We're all just trying to earn a living for our family, love our spouses, that's generally what people are trying to do. And we have more similarities when we do that than we have differences. But because people have coded everything now into a racial lens, we got people like this posting things and making it worse for everybody else. Right? She want to go in a white space and she gonna colonize the Walmart, right? I'm going to this white Walmart. This is insane, right? So let me talk this is for the brothers, like for my brothers Anthony Allen, and well, this is for any male, but I want to get the female's perspective on this, right? Yeah, right. He said, look, what is that? Cookie Monster says, "I'll never accept you, man." Trump loves you, man. Trump loves you. He wishing you a happy 4th of July. He loves you, Cookie Monster, right? We love Cookie. Right, here we go.
All right, question for the fellas, and be honest. Would you marry a woman who is a perfect 10 to you, who is like amazing, like magical? She's not like anyone you've ever met before. She's literally, if you could build a woman to be with, this is her. Would you marry her if you met her and she told you up front that from her previous life she had a really high body count, but she's completely clean? She has never met anybody that you know. She never did anything that's online, and none of your friends or family would ever find out. Would you date her and marry her despite having a really high body count? If she's honest about it and no one else would ever know. We say body count is a thing, right? So is it enough of a deal breaker that you would not stay with your dream woman because of it? You tell me. All right.
So what y'all say, man? Yes, everybody said nope, 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 nope. But this is right. But this is in like, what do we? If your dream woman had everything but discretion with her body. Okay, let's see. Brother Caleb says, if she's in Christ, I'd consider it. But it would definitely take some time for me to think on it. See, most guys are saying, heck no, right? Heck no. And I personally am on the heck no train. I'm on the absolutely no, never, wouldn't even consider it train. Why? Because the spiritual reality of sexual relations, no matter what she has said now, that spiritual reality will show up in your relationship. She has given her body over to so many different people that their DNA and if you believe that one flesh is essentially what the consummation act is, what binds you to a person. It's, if you know about your covenant theology, you know that the covenant is a breaking and blood is supposed to be a part of it and everything. And that's one of the reasons why marriage is called a covenant, because it's supposed to be a breaking of the hymen, and that's what it's supposed to be. But she's done that act with over 100 people. If I had the, where is it? If I had that where is it? Oh man, I had the sound effect. I don't know if I still have it in here. Yeah. But it'd be heck no to the no, nope. Nope, absolutely not. There would be no way. Because everything that she would be, right? So again, and Christ can redeem, right? What he says, yes, Christ can redeem, but that don't mean that I got to covenant with you for the rest. Right, exactly. That's Walter Barrage says it. She wouldn't be my dream woman with 100 or more bodies on her. That's just no way. No, absolutely no way. You couldn't be. Because what she's talking about is nice body, you know, the body and everything else, but the mentality to give yourself up to over 100 men. Nope. That you are a lot. Yeah. Well, she said it in the video. The video said I think she said it in the video where she mentioned that the number, where is it? Did it show up on there? Yeah, body count is 100 people. That's what she said. Right. Yeah. That's what she said. She said 100 or more. So that's what she's talking about. No. I would say no. She asked the question, so I wanted to get the men's opinion on this. Now, women, what do you think? Because if you know how spiritually bonding sexual relations are and what they can do to you and how they change your mind and make you think differently about that person, and they bind you to that person, and you did that with over 100 people. Ooh, man. I don't. Yeah. Hey, I just want to ask people. All right. Now, let's see. White spaces. We got this. Whoo. We're going to do this one. Let's listen to this young lady, because I reviewed her one time. Yeah. Yeah, I reviewed her one time. What'd you say, brother Anthony Allen? I know it is a gross reality to know that 100 other men have been. It's not a great feeling, right? That this was not, she didn't value her body enough to withhold it. She gave it to over 100 men. Yeah. She wouldn't be able to spiritually bond with her husband. Right. And that's what I'm talking about. Those spiritual realities will still show up. Marriage will be harder because of that. It's hard enough. Marriage is hard enough without all of that, because those memories will still be in her mind. She's going to compare you to previous encounters. There's just so many things wrong with that. If she's not satisfied with you, you're doing something that she doesn't like, she's going to think about a guy that did something better. She's going to if you get her angry enough, she might have them still on the phone on speed dial. Who knows? There's so many problems with that. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. Yeah, we're not doing it. All right. So let's listen in. Right. So this woman seems to have, right. Yeah. And people keep saying, well, yes, God forgives. And we can forgive. But forgiveness doesn't mean marriage. What does it say that we have to marry somebody just because they're forgiven? You telling me I couldn't find somebody with the same qualities that has a body count of 5? Yes, God forgives. God forgives the murderer. That don't mean they're letting him out of jail. Yeah, right. Yeah, bro, the flesh still is there. Right. And it remembers. Yes. God still forgives. But again, you're not getting out of jail if you got a life sentence. You can be forgiven by God, but the state still has something to say about your crimes. People think that because they're forgiven in the heavenlies, if you're all familiar with the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? He said, I forget the character, but he got baptized. He said, I've been redeemed, I've been saved, and neither God nor man's got nothing on me now. And then George Clooney's character tells him, he said, yeah, you may be forgiven with the Lord, but the state of Mississippi still got something to say about this. So the reality of you making all of those bad decisions doesn't just get washed away with every human being that you get to desire. If whoever you desire to marry will want to marry you. That's not how this works. Men still have preferences, and your preferences, the men's preferences are their own. They can say, I don't want somebody with 100 body count. You can still be forgiven. Oh, I forgive you. I'm not about to wife you up. All right, let's listen in.
Specifically boys that are under the age of 8. They're 6, 7, 8. And you are a single mama raising those boys alone. And there is a father that is active and present. He paying child support. He come get them on their weekends. He's there at the football game, basketball games. He calling, checking on them every day. He is a good daddy. Before those boys turn 10, I need you to let those children live with their father. Hear me out. You are a woman. You cannot teach those young men how to become young men. Their fathers need to do that. The more that kids are around us, the more they pick up our mannerisms, our behaviors, our habits, because we're the teachers. They are imprinting on us like little ducklings. They're doing everything that we do. They need to be around men to see what men do. And I know somewhere in your mind, you are going to feel like, oh, I'm so shamed. My son doesn't live with me anymore. He lives with his daddy. I must be a bad mom. Absolutely not. You have done 8 years. Now it's time for your child's father to do 8 years, 10 years, whatever's left. When boys get to a certain age, they need to live with their daddies. Cancel the child support. Send that child with the father. And then you are able to go and work. And now you need to be sending some child support money over to that man. You need to be helping with buying clothes, sports, extracurriculars, because that is what is best for your child. That child needs to be with his loving father to become a young man.
All right, so we're gonna leave. I need to use the restroom. All right, I'm gonna block this out. Give me a little time. Let me set this timer up. I'll be right back. Where's the edit the countdown? Give me 5. Where's the? Well, let's see, 5 minutes. I'll be right back, y'all. All right, where is it? Mute this mic, and I'm gonna be right back. Okay. All right, here we go. Where's the mic mute? It's muted. There it is. We're back. All right. So we got to talk about this, okay? Now, just for everybody that's, I just want to tell y'all Happy Independence Day, right? Happy Independence Day. Trump loves you, right? He's doing what's best for America. He loves you, okay? Now, let's keep talking about this. Now, she went in. She cooked. I don't even know if I don't need to add anything to that. I'm just going to amen a bunch of the stuff that she was saying. This was amazing that she just said it. Look, you can't raise those boys to be men. They need their father. Cut the child support. Now, who believes that she's going to get a lot of adherence to this message? But it is a powerful message coming from the source. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, this is one of the most amazing things. Thank you, Elsa Olsen. Happy Independence Day to you too. All right. We need more women like this. Okay. We need more women like this who are willing to take the arrows that will come to them because of their support of common sense principles. It's common sense that men should raise boys. Okay? It's common sense that if you are in a co-parenting situation, that's not ideal, obviously, but if you're in a co-parenting situation, you should be willing to admit that you are incapable, because your boys will model you of helping them to become men of integrity, men of virtue, godly men of virtue, right? And just have some humility. But you can't tell the vast majority of black women what to do. I know I said that, and everybody's going to clutch pearls, but tell me I'm lying, right? Tell me I'm lying, okay? Right? Tell me I'm lying. I mean, we have the stats to back it up. Children who have their father in the home, all the metrics go up. Yeah. All right. So why wouldn't people heed this information? Why wouldn't they heed this advice? Okay. I mean, all the stats back it up, but most importantly, the scriptures proclaim this. Ephesians 6:4. Fathers, bring your children up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. 1 Corinthians 11:3. The head of every wife is the husband. Wives, submit to your husbands. Right? I mean, so, yeah. I mean, again, I don't know. So, let's keep going. All right, so we're talking about this. We had that single mama talk. Let's see. We're going to do this one. We'll leave that alone for right now. Yes. We're going to move to discussing some, where is it? Where is that one? Yes. Right, exactly. Hawaii Flower says about 30% of black women are married to their children's fathers. Yeah. I mean, the numbers bear it out. Divorce is it's ravaging. Single motherhood is ravaging. Happy 4th, Nicholas. Appreciate you too, right? Remember, everybody, happy 4th of July to you. Yes, to you. Even the ones that hate Trump. Happy 4th of July to you. All right? Yeah. Man. All right, so let's look at this one. We got some leftist fatigue going on. Okay, we're going to look at this. Let's see. We're going to look at this. Trying to figure out which one of these. There's so many good ones to discuss. The left is always lying. I don't know, man. I might. Well, how long have we been going? An hour and a half? Okay, an hour and a half. Yeah, we've been going for about an hour and a half. Well, let's see. Let's look at this, because this is sad. We got two very sad situations. We're going to look at Charlize Theron again, right? And let's look at some hypocrisy going on here, all right? We're going to talk about some hypocrisy, right? So listen in those, Charlize.
With women, it's always like, something must be wrong with her. She can't keep a man. She must be a real bitch. What a cunt. I love that I don't have to run every fucking thing by a guy. I'm having the kind of sex I never had in my 20s or in my 30s. We should be the ones that are like, fuck you. Like, I'm gonna have an orgasm. But I did just recently fuck a 26-year-old, and it was really fucking amazing.
She's so dirty, the mouth. But how old is she, right? How old is she? 49, bragging about 26. Now, let's reverse the ages of the two participants, right? 49-year-old man with a 26-year-old woman. What are they going to call you, guys? What are they going to call you? You know what they're going to call you, right? They're going to gaslight you, and they're going to call you a what? Go ahead, put it in the chat, right? Put it in the chat what they're going to call you, okay? Yeah. Unfortunately, the double standard, right? It's real, right? Exactly. They said it, right? That's exactly what they're going to call you, right? Now, we are starting to see the court system look at women who are intimate with underage young men. It's becoming much more taboo for them to do that. Okay? Now, but there are countless examples of women calling men who want to date someone younger than them, much younger than them, right? A foot, for lack of a better word. I don't even know what's the YouTube safe word for that. I don't know. That's why I'm not going to say it. But yes, that's what's going to happen. But she gets to get on here, and 49 with a 26-year-old man with she has no discretion, no couth. That's the old school word for it. No couth. She's not ashamed at all to tell you that she got a potty mouth. She's got a lot of, yeah. She has no standards for what she'll say, what she'll do. But we're supposed to just say, well, you know what? She's doing her. She doesn't have to listen to no man, right? I'm a boss babe. Right? It's insane. But let somebody tell you that I'm at this point, I'm just gonna keep looking at. I wanted to talk about this too. This was the other thing. This is a really thoughtful thing. I want to get the chat's opinion about this. This is something I just saw today, but I want to see what you all think about Tucker's assertion here. Let me know. Yeah, right. A Sex in the City residual woman. Exactly. All right. So let's do this. We're gonna listen to Tucker.
But they're not really globalists, are they? Because they're not doing this to China and Africa and the Middle East. They're not saying those nations need to invite a lot of people from different parts of the world.
It's only one side.
It's anti-Western.
Yes.
They're saying that there's something about a majority white Christian country that's inherently threatening, and we're going to destroy it. And that's it is exactly what they've done. It's around the world.
They did that in France, in UK, in Germany, and now in Canada.
Yes, you've got basically Russia left, and of course that's the country they hate most. So it is a tell. Like, they're not screaming at Chairman Xi to let in a bunch of people from Nigeria. It's like not even on the table. They're not even demanding Japan do that. It's just Canada, UK, Western Europe, Australia, New Zealand, and the US, and that's it.
Now,
but they're not.
What do you all think about that? Because I've been calling them globalists for years, but Tucker is making me rethink that. Going back over the forensics and seeing which nations they've toppled with this globalist agenda, it seems that it's only the traditional Western nations that they're trying to destroy. So maybe I'll stop using the term globalist. We need to find another one that they're just trying to, destroy the West. Because the West highlights the failure of its opponents. Like you've had the socialist, communist regimes. They've all tried it and they failed. Whereas the West, those nations that have followed Western principles, have continued to survive for generations. Well, they stand as a monument to the failures of these other ideologies. So maybe. So we shouldn't call them globalists anymore. Maybe they're just those that hate the West. And we need to recognize that and accept that fact and then fight back. Right? Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. Are you guys still having a conversation with... okay. Yeah. About the previous video with the... Was it 2 videos ago? With the... with Charlize Theron? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Well, my point with that video was people will call you. There are people out there that if you switch the genders and kept the ages, a 49-year-old man with a 26-year-old woman, they will call him that term. I didn't say I agree with it, but that's what they will call him that. There's a segment of people who will call him that. I mean, that's undeniable. So, yeah. I didn't call him that, and I wouldn't call him that, but people will call him that. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, but just remember, you guys, Trump wishes you a 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Right? Even you, the one that, you. Yep. So, okay. A huge, prosperous 4th of July. Right? And yes, we need to, I know. What's up, Anthony? The attack with feminism, right? Low birth rates, gay marriage, transgenderism, they come with anti-Christian ideology and anti-American culture. Yeah, it's subversion from within. I mean, that's been the plan since World War II, with the liberalizing of the higher education institutions, which filters down into the lower education, which is why we have this situation with the public schools and the Department of Education, where it has been a monumental success in indoctrinating multiple generations and eroding the ideas of American exceptionalism and the like, right? So again, if you all want to, some really good books about that topic, right? Patriots Guide, Patriots History of the United States. America's Christian History, The Untold Story. 2 really good books that not many people have read. So, but I would commend those books to anyone if you haven't read them. Okay, so yeah. So, unfortunately, let's see what we got here. All right. Here's what's next? We've got a couple of more things to talk about. Let's look at, let's see. I have such a large rundown. Let's listen into this one, because there's some cognitive dissonance going on here that we can, because this is a common theme that we hear about these Democrat-run cities. Let's listen in. All right, here we go.
Would you describe Baltimore as a safe city?
What's your definition of safe?
I'm asking you, is Baltimore a safe city? Is it the kind of city that you would want to raise a family and maybe go jogging in without having to be worried about being murdered or raped.
I grew up in Baltimore. My family is in Baltimore. My mother still lives in the same house in West Baltimore.
Is it a safe city?
60 plus years, so the answer is definitely yes.
You think Baltimore is a safe city?
Of course it is.
Okay, do you know what the homicide rate is in Baltimore?
Exactly, no.
It's about 35 per 100,000. Do you know what the homicide rate is in the rest of the United States?
No, I don't.
I can tell you that the homicide rate in Baltimore is about 5 times the national average. Do you know how Baltimore's robbery rate compares to the rest of the United States?
At the moment, no, I don't.
You don't? It's about 8.4 times the national average. Do you know how Baltimore's assault rate compares to the national average?
No, I don't.
It's about 3.4 times higher. Does that sound like a safe city to you?
Safe to me and my family members.
So that's safe to you? 5 times higher than the national average for homicides? That's a safe city?
Perception.
It's what? Excuse me?
It said it's what the, for instance, it's perception. It's what you feel as a resident in Baltimore City.
If you're murdered, I don't think it matters what you feel, do you? Is it your testimony that the safety
Baltimore City
depends on how people feel?
To me, Baltimore City is a safe city.
To you, it's a safe city. I don't think it's safe to the people who are being murdered every single weekend there.
He says if you feel like it's safe, then it's safe. I mean, I'm no fan of Ben Shapiro, but it applies here. Facts don't care about your feelings. Why is it that so we skew numbers and statistics, right? Because we've got somebody in here saying that Republican states, the crime in Republican states is worse. But then when you zero down into it, you'll find that it's the cities where it's a majority Democrat run and majority Democrat populace that's driving up the rates for the Republican states. Okay. But yeah, Caleb says this every time I heard people from Baltimore talk about it, it's usually not positive. Yeah. Baltimore, New Orleans, Chicago, just Los Angeles, I mean, Memphis. Man, I don't. But we're not supposed to recognize patterns, guys. And if you recognize those patterns, then what?
And you ain't black.
Then you ain't black. You have a problem. You need to stop recognizing those patterns, or you're racist. It's racist to recognize patterns, or it's Uncle Tom behavior to recognize patterns. Doesn't matter. He says, oh no, it's safe to me because he's an elite. He lives away from that, so it's safe to me. I don't understand why we can't just admit that there is a problem with the left's policies that affect black people more than they affect other demographics. But you can't make that obvious statement. And if they're going to call Brandon Gill a racist because he's highlighting homicide rate 5 times the national average, robbery rate about 8.4 times the national average, assault rate 3 to 4 times the national average. Is Baltimore a safe city? Sanctuary City Advocate, definitely yes. Yes, it's perception. If you perceive that it's safe, then it's safe. Really? I don't know how until sanity and common sense make a comeback. This is and I won't say depressing because I don't want to use that, but it's saddening to see that this is acceptable that the lies that the left has been parroting for generations have so indoctrinated the black community that 90+% will just go along without any second thought and just pull back a couple of layers and say, you know, our cities are being overrun with crime and violence and debauchery. And they've been Democrat run for generations. So guess what? You know what we should do? Blame Republicans, right? That just seems that seems like the proper, right? That seems like the proper conclusion. That, oh, the Democrats have been running our cities for years and we're in turmoil, so it's obviously the Republicans' fault. Makes sense, right? It makes absolute sense. Yeah. It just makes sense. I get it. I get it now, right? We should just, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. That's exactly what we should do, right? Let's move on to the next thing. Man. Oh boy. So we got all kinds of stuff in this list. Some of this I'm going to leave undone today, right? Let's see. Oh yeah, this one was amazing. Yes, we got to talk about this one. We'll talk about this one. Here we go. Let's look at this one. And then we'll probably finish up. This is a longer clip. Racist. But he ties this woman up into pretzels. Oh wait, sorry. Ties this woman into pretzels. Let's listen.
With all due respect, sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that non-profit.
Racist.
With all due respect, sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do.
Excuse me, that's a very simple question. Yes or no question. Are you a racist?
I'm not a racist.
You're not a racist. Particularly interesting because according to one of your affiliate charities under your nonprofit umbrella, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Are you a covert white supremacist?
Sir, I'm here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do.
Are you a covert white supremacist?
Can I talk about the work that nonprofits do in
No,
your
I'm
district?
asking you if you're a covert white supremacist, which according to one of your own organizations, again, denial of racism constitutes covert white supremacy. Would you like to answer the question?
I don't know what the question is.
So you refuse to answer whether you are a covert white supremacist?
I am here to talk about the essential work that nonprofits do. If you'd like to ask me a question,
I am utterly
about
dumbfounded.
nonprofits
You are on
your
record right now,
district
and you will
or
not say
throughout
that
the
you are not a
country.
covert white supremacist?
I don't have a definition in front of me. I haven't looked at the definition.
He gave her the definition. Denying racism is a sign of covert white supremacy from her own website. Wow. Wow, it's another city, Detroit. Now, Detroit has actually been improving over the years, but yeah. But they improve the more conservative they become, not the more liberal. Just to be honest. Oh, man. But she won't answer the question. Why won't she answer the question? She set her own definition on the website that denial of being a racist is covert white supremacy. See, white people, you just can't win. You can't win. Are you a racist? No. Well, that's the answer a racist would give. So, yes? Ha! Gotcha! Either way, I don't know. Why don't you know if you're a racist? What's going on, Pro What? Welcome back. Welcome back. Why don't you know if you're a racist? You can't win. No matter what answer you give, you are done for. Whatever answer you give, just know that.
That's racist!
That's racist. That's racist. It doesn't matter. You're a racist by default based on your color. You're done for. Sorry to tell you, white person. I wish I could help you. I don't know what to tell you. You should. Well, I do know what to tell you. Don't let those people bother you. Right? Just treat people the way you want to be treated, right? The golden rule given to you by our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, by the Lord Jesus Christ. May not be all of you Savior, but he's the Savior of everyone, especially those who believe. So he is. He's saving you even though you don't know it. But you guys, oh boy. Yeah. How do you answer? How do you answer that question? Because at no point can you be exonerated from racism. I don't know, man. We got one more thing. I'm going to try to do something. I want to do something funny to end. Oh, you know what? We're going to go back to, oh man. See, that won't be way too heavy. Way too heavy. Let's see. We're going to start where we ended. We're going to start with old Donald J. Because you know that's the best way to end, with old Donald J. Wait, that's Michael. What's his face? Hold on one second. This is from Terrible. Okay, I clicked the wrong one. All right. Yes, here it is. Wait. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Okay. Well, you know what? Well, let's see. That's man. Let's see. Yeah, we're winding down. It's not as tight as it was at the beginning. Forgive me, everyone. Let's see. We're gonna finish. I was gonna finish with something. Oh yeah, let's finish with this. This is fun. This will be fun. All right. So those of you who may not, yeah, that was Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, y'all. Michael Keaton. All right. So look at this. All right. So WNBA. I don't know if any of you are sports fans, but all 7 swing states, exactly. He won them all for a reason, because the Democrats are always lying. All right. So here we go.
I don't know if any of my friends are on your team. Whoa, bro. Absolutely not. No, thank you.
All right. So they're celebrating their championship. I think they won some extra money. WNBA players, Caitlin Clark, who's a phenomenon, but and everyone who knows about the WNBA, they know that it's a lesbian league, and it has been since its inception. You go in there and you're not one, you're going to be treated with, they're going to be ostracized, right? And so Caitlin Clark, who is a straight white female, yeah, that's the worst thing to be in the WNBA, and really good at basketball, which is another one. You can't be really good and be better than everybody and then be straight and white, right? So this young lady back here, who's obviously who plays for the same team, right? She's an LGBTQIA plus person, decides that she's gonna, violate or SA, essentially, because that's SA on camera, right? If a guy had done this to Caitlin Clark, what would have been the outcry? So this is SA live and on camera, but nobody's really calling her out for this besides, right? Besides people, Caitlin Clark fans, but the left won't call her out. She was violated here. This is unacceptable behavior by anyone of any demographic. If you're LGBTQ, you can't just do this to anybody. And she did it live on camera. Now, Caitlin Clark responded by saying, oh no, that's not cool. Wait, hold on. Yeah, if they really want to play that card, this is SA. This was an unwanted advance. So what do we do with this? Is this acceptable because she's LGBT? She can do this. She can play around like this because it's another woman. Let us know, right? What do you do in this situation? Now, Caitlin Clark handled it like, oh no, dude, hold on, I'm not down with that, right? So what do you do? Because we don't think that this should happen to anyone, but the left won't. I would love to see any leftists in here denounce that. If you're a leftist, come on, denounce what Sidney Colson just did to Caitlin Clark. a woman who is LGBTQ and one who's not, who has a, right? But regardless, that is SA, right? See, they're going to make excuses. Thank you, doing work. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Have a great weekend. All right. Will you be willing to acknowledge that this is wrong and it should not have happened? And she should be fined or something. Something should happen. Right? Yeah, SA is not good when anybody does it. It's not acceptable. No one is saying that, right? Regardless of who does it. Yeah. Regardless of who does it. Now, once you do it, you have to be tried in a court, do all the things. But after that, when you come back into society, if you reform your character, right? Nobody's saying that this should be the end of Sidney Colson's career and she should be doxxed and lose all privileges in life for the rest of it, right? The punishment should fit the crime, right? This was a, hey, something needs to happen. We're not going to don't let this happen again. There are levels to it, right? That's why you have degrees of crimes. So let's not be hypocritical and say that, because I don't think what she did is on the same level as, what happened to Lake and Riley. So those two things can be, we can actually look at each situation differently and have a different outcome for each one. But just for everybody that's in here coming in to hate, right? Trump loves you, and happy Independence Day to you. He loves you. He loves you. Right. And the ones that are coming in, this is for you. And you come in with the insults, the stupid insults. We know you're an NPC, and you just have to keep doing that. I get it. Right. Yes, there are levels to it. Right. Yes. All right. So I think we've been at this for 2 hours. All right. And I am spent, and it's only 6:30 where I am. It's really good. All right. So here we go. We're going to end it right there. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. Thank you to all of the super chats. Thank you to everybody that liked the video. Thank you to everyone that disliked the video. Thank you for sticking with me for 2 hours. Some of you stuck around for 2 hours. Some, no matter what, I appreciate you. Whether you're a hater or not, me and Trump and I, we both appreciate you. We appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right. And you have a happy Independence Day. And until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, support all. I should have put fireworks on here, brother. I should have put fireworks on here. Thank you for, you're making me feel bad now. I should have had some. All right. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, support. All the information is in the description. Yes. Until next time, be on the alert, stand firm in the faith, act like men, be strong. See y'all around.